Many months of leaks have mostly proved to be accurate. The LG G6 is a considerable change from the G5. Gone now is the modularity that made last year's flagship both fascinating and also the center of some not inconsiderable quality control issues. The G6 might lose some of that innovation, but LG has really focused on what's important this year. I'll explain more as we go. Design. First of all, the G6 is a beautiful phone. Its 18:9 ratio means that it's tall and thin. It fits nicely in your hand and feels more solid than last year's G5. The screen has a cut which matches the frame and gives it a really premium feel. The phone has a metal subframe and both the front and the back are finished with Gorilla Glass. There will be an anti-fingerprint coating applied to the final production units, but these early samples don't have it, which is why some of these images might look a little fingerprinty. I really liked how the phone felt. I really felt like LG has brought its flagship in line with phones from Samsung and HTC. Perhaps this phone might even rival the iPhone for finish, but I'll make judgments on this when I see final hardware. The camera. Here's where things get more interesting. The LG G6 features two cameras, which isn't a huge surprise. What has been added is some pretty amazing image stabilization tech which features hybrid electronic and optical systems to keep images still. This means that image quality will be better, thanks to the optical shake reduction, but the electronic system can help boost this further. But the two cameras here give a lot of flexibility too. The wide-angle lens can capture images at a 125-degree angle. That's really very wide indeed, wider than my Nokia lens at 14mm on a full-frame sensor. Great for capturing landscapes, buildings or large groups of people. Both the rear cameras on the G6 are 13 megapixels, while the front camera is 5 megapixels. It's wide too, at 100 degrees, to get lots of your friends in selfies I guess. The more normal camera on the rear of the G6 has a 71-degree angle and you can move between the two cameras seamlessly, as you can with the iPhone 7 Plus. Video is incredible too, with the ability to shoot 4K at up to 60 FPS. That's really quite impressive, considering a lot of pro camera gear doesn't offer 4K at anything more than 30 FPS. Of course, I'm not saying this will be as good as a dedicated camera, but it's a really great feature to have on a phone. Google Assistant. That's right, the LG G6 is the first non-Google phone to support the Google Assistant, the artificial intelligence bot that helps you find answers to questions, responds to a keyword at all times and, in general, is supposed to learn all about what you want to know at any time of the day. It is, of course, expected that Samsung will announce its own AI this year, with the Galaxy S8. Apple too will be keen to update Siri to be much more of a personal AI bot than it currently is. All of these companies can see that AI assistants have a bright future. Personally, I think that LG has been smart getting Google's AI on its phone. It will boost both Google and LG and there's no point trying to reinvent the wheel after all. All change in the battery department. LG was keen to stress that it's not expecting any exploding phones with the G6. But the battery in the G6 is no longer removable as it had been on all recent LG flagship phones. The battery in the G6 is 3300 mAh though, a solid boost from the 2500 mAh cell in the G5. As you'd expect, it supports Qualcomm Fast Charge 3.0, and you can get around a 50% charge in 30 minutes or so. As you'd expect, the G6 uses a USB-C connector to get its juice and transfer data. What's really interesting here too is that LG is allowing deep customization of games and apps that run on the GPU. The idea here is to allow users to drop the frame rate or resolution, or even both, to extend battery life. The logic here is that a game like Pokemon Go doesn't really need 30 FPS or 2880 x 1440 resolution, and by reducing these settings you can massively improve on the battery life. A lot of testing needs to happen to back this up. Water resistant. As is the current trend, the LG G6 is IP68 water resistant. This means that it can survive short drops into clean water. Indeed, as long as 30 minutes is possible at depths of up to 1 meter. If I'm going to be totally honest, the LG G5 was a disappointment last year. I didn't have any major problems with how it worked, or how it was built, but it didn't have the gloss I think a high-end smartphone needs to have. The modularity was a good idea, that was ultimately neglected and didn't offer what it needed to be a true success. I really think the G6 could be the best phone the firm has released. I've always liked LG handsets for one big reason: they aren't afraid to think outside the box and add cool features no one else thinks of. While you won't struggle to find tech writers moaning about dull iPhones and Galaxy S devices, I think you'll struggle to find people who don't have some respect for LG's interest in innovation. So the G6 ticks the right boxes for me. Great design, water resistant, and a camera system that offers something different to the competition. The things I didn't like are older chipset and removable battery gone.